engagement. So that's fitting. So without further ado, I want to pass it on over to Dr. Omar Torres, who is going to get us ready for liftoff on this galactic themed adventure that we're in. So Omar, please take it away.
All right, Joy, thank you so much. And good morning, actually good afternoon, everyone, because we are past the noon hour. It is so wonderful to see all of you. Welcome back to the 2021-2022 academic school year. I hope that, first of all of you are feeling a little bit more recuperated after the crazy 2020-2021 year that we had, that you're feeling somewhat rested, you are excited to go, and that you and your families are safe, and that everyone is doing well, because this has been an unprecedented time in our global history, one that we thought we would be over the hump by now. And clearly we're not quite there yet. And nature has decided to stick around with this pandemic a little bit longer. And so we're working to address that as a team on behalf of our students and our college community. So it's a privilege to welcome all of you back and to see all of your wonderful faces on what I call the Brady Bunch tiles here. Thank you for being here this morning. Joy, I want to first take a moment to thank you and our Dean, James Glappa-Grossklag, as well as your incredible staff, Carol, who's our newest member, Carol Johnston, as well as Chloe, and our wonderful instructional designer, Helen Graves, has been with us through thick and thin over the past year. We're looking forward to continuing to work with her. Joy, you and your team are amazing. You have supported our faculty, our students, and our staff in unbelievable ways, working with Julianne and Robert with CETL, and Michelle and Kelly Burke and others that have helped support the efforts in concert with our workings with the Academic Senate, with David Andrus and Lisa Hooper and others. It's just been an amazing team effort to support our students through this unprecedented time that we've had to deal with. I wanted to open with a couple of comments of thanks and gratitude to all of you for the amazing work, your commitment and your dedication to our students. I don't know if you had a chance to be present at the board meeting the other night. Many of you have probably heard that a resolution has been passed in support of vaccinations here on college for our students that are going to utilize on-campus program services or actually be engaged in classes throughout our district. The alternative, they may have religious reasons, medical reasons why they cannot engage in getting the vaccine. And of course, then they have the opportunity to engage in weekly testing for COVID-19 to ensure that they are negative prior to coming to campus for those services and for our classes. So a lot of great work's been done there. I certainly applaud the decision of our board to move forward, understanding that everything is there's still more science and more data to be acquired as we move forward. As a chemist and as a scientist, I can certainly appreciate that, but I do appreciate all of you, the support that you're providing our students, the leadership of the board to ensure that we're providing our faculty and our staff, and as well as students, an opportunity to operate and function in as safe an environment as possible. And so with that, a couple of things. First of all, as we transition into this 2021-22 academic school year, we have always prided ourselves in setting up a set of guiding principles for instruction and for the college. And one of the things that we're very committed to this year, especially in view of the pandemic, is making sure that we are best addressing the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual health, well-being of our students, our faculty, our staff, and our community. It's very important, especially given the hardships that we've endured over the past year. We've learned from the pandemic. It has created new opportunities for us as an instructional unit in terms of how we approach working with our students to best provide the fundamental competencies that they need in terms of their educational pathways in a remote setting. It has not been easy transitioning our college from what was initially about traditional 30% of instruction done either online, done online hybrid, done high flex, to what we're doing now. Over 90% of our instruction is in this mode as we transition into the fall semester. That's incredible, all of the work that have been done by our faculty leaders, by our staff, by our administrators, by our contractors in support of online education. And with the birth of Online Live, which has always been there, we've always done some form of synchronous instruction, but now we have really worked in concert with our wonderful CETL team. I know that Michelle Labrie has been at the forefront, Teresa Ciardi, Robert Wanzer, Julie, so many people have just been at the forefront working with Carol and working with Joy and working with Chloe and working with Helen to ensure that we're providing our faculty with credible resources and support so that you can be successful in your online or some sort of online version of your classroom as we transition to the fall semester. So we're very excited about that. Welcome the opportunities and the lessons learned and all of the great things that you're going to learn during this retreat today. And we are committed to ensuring that we provide all of our faculty and all of our staff with the best possible professional development as we move forward in a triumphant, dare I say, way, despite the challenges of the pandemic. So as we move forward together over the course of this upcoming 21-22 year, we are committed to a sustained ambiance that cultivates in student academic success in accordance with our institutional-wide goals, our strategic goals of access, engagement, and success. We're also committed to innovation and as an instructional unit have a truly responsive approach to strategies that help minimize any ongoing disruptive influences that may impact our students, as well as impacting all of you as our leaders, our champions of education, our faculty, as well as our staff. Again, as I alluded to a moment ago, incredible reporting on the successes that all of you as faculty have had with your students during the 2020-21 academic year. If you're not familiar with those successes, I would encourage you to work with Joy and work with James Glappa-Grossklag, or maybe listen to the recording from the board meeting earlier this week where James and Joy did a wonderful presentation to the Board of Trustees, comparing and contrasting the success and retention data of our distance education online students compared to traditional face-to-face classes, looking at the last few years when comparing to face-to-face relative to our remote instruction, which has been much more prominent over the last year. And as James and Joy will share with you, it was amazing the incredible success of our students. We even disaggregated that data, looking at the success of athletes, as well as their retention, looking at our DSPS and EOSPS students, looking at our MESA students, and then of course, looking at the student body as a whole and recognizing that not only is online education here to stay, but it is triumphant. And you all, as our faculty and staff champions, are doing a remarkable job in ensuring that those success and retention rates are either as good as face-to-face, if not better. We have had that tradition for many years here at this campus, and we are continuing with that tradition as the data shows based on what Joy and James in concert with Dr. Ryan Thule and Dr. Daleen Meiske were able to really analyze the data and demonstrate the amazing work that all of you are doing in support of our students. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. I thank you not only intellectually, but mentally and spiritually. It is a heartfelt gratitude extended to all of you for the amazing work that you're doing, for the incredible commitment and dedication that all of you have in supporting remote instruction or distance education, and for all of the changes that this year will bring, including a new set of guiding principles from our academic senate regarding online live and what that training is going to entail, which of course we've already put into play over the last couple of weeks. Incredible work has been done by Michelle Labrie and our team of faculty and staff that have contributed to the 9-hour new online live training. We're very excited about this. Encourage all of you to partake in that training. You know, from a negotiated standpoint, especially to our adjunct faculty, that we have committed as a district to ensuring that we are paying you for your time to engage in this training. It is all hands on deck in terms of making sure that we're providing the best opportunities in terms of professional development for our faculty and ultimately culminating in the successes of our students in the online classroom. So thank you all so much for everything that I know you're going to be engaged in this upcoming year. My door is always open. I'm actually here in the office right now. If you don't feel comfortable coming into the office, please feel free to reach out to me at omar.torres@canons.edu. Many of you have my cell, 310-210-0986. I'd love to hear from you. I'm here to support all of you, and I thank you for your commitment to our students and to the future of online education, because it's where we're headed, and this college is at the forefront in what we do in service to our community. So Joy, thank you so much for having me here today, and James, and thank you all for the work that you're doing.
Thank you so much, Omar, for your address. We certainly appreciate it. And I apologize, I accidentally stopped sharing in the middle of your address. So hope that didn't mess you up there. So thank you so much for the kind words. We will get back into it. So that was a lovely way, I think, to kick off our time together. I always love to look at this retreat as a nice time to pause, reflect on kind of where we've been, and look ahead to the year coming. So thank you very much for that encouragement, Dr. Torres. Move on to what's new in online education. This is our 7th year, I can't believe it, of the online instructor retreat. So those of you who have attended in the past probably know that we like to kick it off, again, just kind of revisiting what's been happening over the last year. So as Dr. Torres mentioned, James and I did present at the Board of Trustees meeting earlier this week, and that the data is so incredible about the work that you all have done and the success rates of our students. So we'll be sharing some of that information with you. But of course, if you'd like to see our presentation, we're happy to share that presentation out with you that we gave earlier this week. But we'll visit some of that data because it must be celebrated. You all have accomplished quite a feat in this last year and really this last 18 months. So you might notice we haven't really done a proper introduction of our team yet, but we have some new faces, and I couldn't move on with what's new in online ed without acknowledging the incredible team that we have here. As Dr. Torres mentioned, Carol Johnston is our newest addition to the team. She is our newest online education coordinator. Carol has actually been supporting our department before officially joining. She was helping us throughout the pandemic. So many of you might have actually met with her in some of our drop-in office hours. So we are thrilled to have Carol a part of our team. We all know and love Chloe. My goodness, Chloe McGinley, what would we all do without her? So Chloe leading our team as always. And on the far right is Helen Graves. She is our part-time instructional designer on contract. A big thank you to Dr. Torres, who has enabled us to bring Helen, who is really just the leader in instructional design in our state and in our California community college system. So we are so grateful to have Helen with us on the team. And as I mentioned earlier, she's actually going to she's put together a really exciting presentation for us. So we're going to learn more from her a little later this afternoon. So always nice to start with some Canvas usage. So this is taking a look at spring of 2021. So just before we left for the summer break, really what we just wanted to draw your attention to was some really incredible numbers. 66,000, almost 67,000 assignments were created in Canvas. I love to see 8,000 media recordings. You all were very busy last spring, so thank you for all of your hard work. But those numbers are always really interesting and really incredible. And another important point, which it's difficult to see here, but on the bottom left of this graph, it's just tracking the different types of activities in Canvas. We had over 40 million touches on Canvas pages and students accessing pages in Canvas last spring alone, which is just incredible. We've never seen this kind of usage, of course, and definitely the times have called for us all to be in Canvas and utilizing it, but you certainly all have been busy and been active, and so have your students. So thank you for all of that hard work. So now we're going to get into a little more of the data that Dr. Torres was mentioning. This is just a nice chart or graph of looking at the growth in our online sections. It's important to note and clarify that this is just looking at 100% online, so asynchronous courses. You'll notice, and it says here on the slide, in fall 2006, online courses represented 3% of all of our sections. By fall 2019, that was 21% of our sections. And I think it's a given. And as you see here, fall 20, it was nearly 100%. But obviously, we knew what we were doing, right? All of you have been actively teaching online for many, many years. And, our online courses represented 20%, over 20% of our total sections before the pandemic even hit us. So this is acknowledging our growth in student enrollments in 100% online courses. So again, we had just 1,000 students or so in our online courses in fall 2006, and up to 10,281 in fall 19, and then my goodness, that number nearly doubles for fall 20. So pretty incredible. And just so you know, our student enrollments, those are, those are duplicated, yes. Great. So here, this is taking a look at our online, our success rates in our 100% online courses. And many thanks to Dr. Daleen Meiske and her team in institutional research to really help us disaggregate this data. As we all know, we have different student population groups that are disproportionately impacted. They're not succeeding at the same rate. So we wanted to take a look and really try to understand how are our students faring, how have they been doing and performing in online classes. And really, this data has helped inform the training and the workshops that we have offered over time, but it continues to inform the training that we all engage in, and is important to keep in mind. And what's really exciting to see here is that across the board, our success rates have continued to improve and increase for our students in online courses. So I can't say enough that it's a testament to all of your hard work and your incredible teaching online that has really enabled students to continue to see an increase in success rates in their courses. Steadily increasing. So for our retention rates, again, we have just been steadily increasing, pretty darn consistent, which is really incredible. This is looking at our retention rates of students over time from 2017 through 2020. Really, I find this very exciting to have the opportunity to really see how our students are doing and have access to this kind of information. We haven't previously had access to this. So, again, just really wanting to share that the hard work that you all have been putting into your online courses over time, but especially in light of this last year, the result is really positive and really incredible. So thank you. And I hope you're feeling excited and encouraged by this data. Because it's the result of all of your work and your effort. Okay, I've got to move my Zoom settings here. So this slide is looking specifically at our improvement in success rates during the pandemic. So drilling in a little bit deeper and looking at disaggregated by racial ethnic group, looking at our success rates of students in online courses in fall 2019, so before the pandemic, and then that same group in fall 2020. And as you can see here, the success rates of our students not only disaggregated by racial ethnic groups increased, but over here on the left-hand side, across the board, our success rates for our online students in fall 2019 was 71%. Our success rates actually increased in 100% online courses during the pandemic. I don't know how you all did it, but you did it. And our students are increasing their success rates, which is just incredible. And really, you all just deserve a huge round of applause for that. Moving forward, looking at retention rates again. So this is comparing the retention rates of our students disaggregated by racial ethnic groups in fall 2019, and then looking at how the same group in fall 2020. And again, in the left-hand side, you'll notice for all students across the board, our retention rates remained steady from before the pandemic to in the midst of the pandemic, which is, again, really, really, really great, really wonderful. Okay, and I'm going to pass it on over to Carol.
All right, so in 2019, we conducted a student survey for online students. This was before the pandemic, and we looked at some of the reasons why students take online classes and what their feelings were, how satisfied they were with their online classes at COC. And you'll see down at the bottom there, 81% of students were satisfied or very satisfied with the quality of their online classes at COC, which is awesome. Some of the reasons why students chose to take online classes were the convenient schedule, work-life balance, and that they felt comfortable working with technology. And we hope that all of you have gotten more comfortable with technology too in the past year, and I think our students have as well. And nearly 60% of our student respondents from this survey said that they would pursue a 100% online degree pathway if it were available. So this kind of alludes to what Dr. Torres had mentioned. Online education is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And we have worked with institutional research to update this survey for this year. It'll be going out in fall 2021. So we're really looking forward to receiving the information about what our students' experiences have been in their online and online live courses in the past year, and how their feelings have changed and what they're looking forward to in the future with online classes at COC. And you all have been very busy in this past year with trainings. We held 290 trainings on 25 different topics, which were attended by 1,100 faculty, which is a 588% increase in attendance compared to the previous year. Our topics have included course design, Canvas tools such as the gradebook and rubrics, creating engaging videos with Canvas Studio, and lots more. All of the hard work and time that you all put into training and learning about new technology and learning how to improve your online courses does not go unnoticed at all. And we know that your students really appreciate all of the effort you put into making your online courses so wonderful and making their experience as online students as great as possible. So we really appreciate all of your hard work. And we're going to pass it over to Chloe to talk about some of the online resources that we have for faculty.
Thanks, Carol. There's a lot of workshops, you guys. So we also thankfully have had the opportunity, because we have our expanded team now. We've got Carol helping us and Helen. So we do have some really great resources we want to make sure that you're aware of and know how to get to them. So if you have a phone, I don't know if you know how to use your QR code, but you just hold your camera over that QR code. It'll take you to our What's New in Canvas course. We actually have courses that are open and they're just on our website with links, but they're Canvas courses that you kind of walk you through the different tools like Canvas Studio, accessibility, Zoom, how to use and teach with Zoom. So if you're just kind of looking for a refresher or need some extra support, those are available to you. Hopefully some of you have been able to make use of the Canvas template that we have. We have one for online and one for face-to-face. So those templates are there for you. If you have any like ideas for them, suggestions for future versions of the template or other resources you'd like to see added, please let us know. We are here just to hopefully make your life a little easier and your jobs easier, so you're not having to design everything from scratch. So we hope those are helpful to you. You can find all these resources if you go to the faculty support page, which is canyons.edu/faculty support. You can, I think get that link in the chat as well. Let's see what else we have. We also want to let you know that there's some really great resources for our online students that our campus community is offering. The ASG Computer Lab is actually allowing students to print up to 80 black and white and 50 color prints per week. So that's pretty awesome, especially instructors who are, have OER materials. Maybe you have your Canvas course is got a collection of different articles. Students can actually submit a work order every week and get all of their module pages printed out for them, and then they can do curbside pickup to pick it up. So, there's different options for students that are, learn in different ways, or they want to be able to have that paper. There's also Zoom rooms available throughout the campus where students can go to join a Zoom session. So maybe if they're already on campus for a face-to-face class, or maybe they're here to pick up some of their printing and they want to stay on campus and join in one of their classes, they can do so at several different options throughout the campus where they can have access to computer and quiet space and good Wi-Fi. And also for the fall, the library and TLC will be up and running and fully accessible to students with online resources as well as face-to-face in-person resources. So students can get help from the librarians or the TLC staff, help with Canvas through Zoom, and they can also come to campus if they want that in-person contact. Okay, and so that wraps up our little updates on our resources, and I'm going to share now, pass it on to Julie and Robert. They are going to be sharing what's new in CETL. CETL's been doing all kinds of fun things. So Robert and Julie, are you here?
We are, Chloe. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for that introduction, Chloe. Julie and I are the two faculty co-coordinators for the Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning. We have had the privilege of working with online ed forever, but especially during this last year and a half or so. We are working on a whole bunch of things we're going to talk about in a second. But before we do that, I'm going to turn it over so Julie can introduce herself. She's here as well somewhere.
Yeah, hi. Hi, everybody. Oh, there's everybody. My name is, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Julie Johnson. I'm a history instructor here at the college, and I'm one of, as Robert mentioned, the other faculty co-coordinator for the Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning. And there may be some of you joining us that are not familiar with the center. Robert's going to sort of introduce who we basically are and our acronym and all that. So Robert, take it away.
Yes, Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning. We do a whole lot of training opportunities geared toward teaching and good pedagogy. So again, work very closely with online ed to ensure, the sort of like pedagogical stuff, right? So we've been working on courses. We've been, Julie, I'm supposed to be going over our the non-credit stuff right now, or we're doing, that's later, right?
Yeah, that's later. I mean, you can do it now if you want, but I just figured I would show the website while you're talking about.
Please do.
Okay.
Yeah, so one of the things we've been doing is getting this website up and running with the help of Audrey. She's been amazing. So yeah, we trying to kind of organize and put together logical training purposes for teachers, right? So part of that has led us to expand our offerings, including our vanity URL, which Julie just kindly posted in the chat for the center. We've been working really hard over the summer to bring about COC/CETL's version of an introduction to online live teaching, which we had our first run of, and we're going to have more. Yeah, they're online live training.
Yeah. So I'll jump in here for a quick second, Robert, and then we're right now, ending today actually is the very first sort of test run with online live training that was designed by Online Ed. And it's a beautiful course that was designed. It's based on an @1 course that was a much larger course, and Online Education did a phenomenal job of sort of condensing that and working with, we sort of, I wish I could say we helped, but we just sort of kept on going with them as they progressed through the design of this fantastic 9-hour training. So CETL is going to sort of take this training on and bring it to the campus community. And we're very lucky to have two instructors starting us off on this journey. So we have Rick Howe, who is here. I believe I saw him, is our first instructor leading the charge with online live training. And then we have Teresa Ciardi taking over with our next offering. So there will be an all-campus announcement about this second offering, which begins August 30th. And if you are so inclined and you're on the website with me right now as I'm scrolling through, you can see some information there to register. All of this online live training will be offered and uploaded on Cornerstone, which is the new professional development software website, I guess. And that link is right there. So you can go to our website and register for the next offering of online live training. And I'm actually doing it right now with Rick, and it's been just a great journey. It's a great course, really well designed, and just so amazing to collaborate with our colleagues. And that's, I think, an important thing that Robert and I really want CETL to help bring that collaboration even further. I think we're such a collaborative campus in general, but just to really bring that forward more. So I'm going to let Robert take over next with our other changes in CETL, and I'll move the page along.
Please do, because I'm not going to remember all of the courses. So we have been prior to and during this whole thing, we've been at CETL, we've been working with Garrett, Reek, and the School of Professional Learning to convert CETL courses over to non-credit. And as you can see there, we've got a list of courses that we have gotten approved, and there's still more in the works, and there's even talk of creating even more. So that should be a lot of fun. So teaching strategies, reading strategies, assessment strategies, critical thinking strategies. Notice a lot of strategies. Remember I said we're geared toward pedagogy, culturally responsive teaching, and our favorite IOI, right? One of the most useful courses, also in collaboration with Online Ed. So we've been trying to figure out what's best for the campus, our campus community, and then also expanding that out to the larger teaching community, within Santa Clarita. So with that, we also created programs. So like Teaching Foundation Certificate. Julie, can you, thank you. Again, I will not remember what's in each one.
It's a big offering, yeah.
Yes. So the idea here is to work towards certificates. So this opportunity not only provides opportunity for faculty to learn, keep up with strategies that are effective and grounded in research, but also to ensure that CETL and our offerings and our future are guaranteed, right, through funding and so forth. So it's a really useful transition we've made to non-credit, and we're still making, but these are the ones that we got in so far. And it was an undertaking. It was a lot of fun, but we had a lot of help.
Yeah, for sure had a lot of help. We're very grateful to Garrett and to the curriculum committee for all the help that they gave us in getting these off the ground. I think too, if I was going to add one thing to that, Robert, is that over the summer of, I think it was 2020, it's all a blur, but we were collaborating with the Heart District on some of our best practices in online education, CETL and Online Ed. And so the idea that CETL can offer some of our courses to the public in a more public-facing fashion is a really exciting thing for us, so that, the great things that you're doing in the classroom can sort of be brought forward. And likewise, the great things the Heart District and other educators, maybe in our K-12 partners, can sort of bring to us as well. So it's really exciting that some of these CETL courses are being offered in non-credit and in that public-facing capacity. And again, if you want more information on these courses, they will be coming out, more information. I will end here with our courses page. We are updating this regularly. And so we also have a calendar here, which is actually updated, I'm very happy to say. So you can see when sessions start or when a new class is going to be coming. And then the list of our courses below with some information. So when our next IOI course, taught by the fabulous Michelle Labrie, is September 13th through October 15th, if you are interested in getting IOI certified. And then culturally responsive teaching dates will be coming out soon. So that information will be on our website. And finally, Robert and I'm going to stop sharing so we can actually see you a little bit. Robert and I just wanted to invite anyone who's interested in joining us at our committee meetings. And so those meetings are the third Tuesday of the month starting in September, and I will post that in the chat. So our first meeting is September 21st. It's our CETL steering committee meeting. It's getting to be a really fun, big group. We don't give a lot of homework, but we have a lot of wonderful conversations about pedagogy and best practices in the classroom, and just, just really having campus conversations about what's going on in the classroom from a faculty teacher perspective. So please join us. Again, that is September 21st. And if you are interested in the link, it's actually on that calendar on our website, but you can also email me or Robert. We'll put our email addresses in the chat, and we'll send you the link directly for our Zoom CETL committee meetings. And I think that's it, Robert.
That's it.
All right. Well, we just wanted to thank Online Ed for this opportunity to talk to you guys, and it's going to be a wonderful retreat. So thank you.
Thank you, Robert and